Hello and welcome to the show. Here we have a selection of some of the fastest and most exciting road-going, not even road-going, some of them, cars in the world. The likes, the Ariel Atom V8, the Lycan Hypersport, Laferrari, McLaren P1, the Wara BC, a backwards Noble, a ACR Viper Zonda Cinque, a GTA Spanner, and a Ferrari F12. A truly incredible selection of machinery that we are going to be taking a long way outside of its comfort zone by racing around Blizzard Mountain. All of these cars here are not fitted with snow tyres. They are completely stock. Thing is, we're not just racing them because my car isn't in this lot. No, I have got the most amazing Landrover. Yes, I have got a D-Class Landrover, the lowest class of vehicle you can get on Horizon 3. And my Defender is going up against them. It does have 300 horsepower, courtesy of a turbo rally engine, however it doesn't have snow tyres either. It is all-wheel drive, which is a plus point. But that's a lot of machinery that it has got to try and beat, and, well, yeah. Who knows? Who knows how this can go? Will the D-Class car built for off-roading be better than the Hypercars not built for off-roading? It should be interesting. So, we are going to start with the Summit Challenge Scramble, a relatively technical circuit. However, there are a few straights. I have quite a kind starting spot on the grid, up in 4th place, and I am expecting the Land Rover to be in the lead by the time we get to turn 1, as I have got ludicrous traction compared to all of you. The Atom's actually pretty good off the line. The Atom is no slouch getting off of the line. I've got to be careful around these corners though, because, yeah, I don't have snow tyres either. I do have, though, more off-road orientated tyres to be getting on with, and we are leading. The Defender is leading the way, although it's not very good through that corner when you drive like a moron. We've bumped the wall, as has everything else behind me. Just everything else has bumped the wall. We've got to dodge the ice. This is where the Hypercars might close in a little bit. There's a short straight down there. There's a Spanner. There's a Lycan. There is all sorts of things quite quickly approaching. That is a terrifying sight to have in your rearview mirror. It is helpful when the said rearview mirror is covered in snow. However, that's still a terrifying sight. Get round the hairpin. We're going to go very sideways. There has been the slowest speed bump between a selection of Hypercars back there that you have ever seen. There was 20 miles an hour of fumbling into one another. And we are running away at the front, and now we're going. This is the really tough bit for my poor Defender. It is not exactly fast in a straight line. It doesn't really do much above 100 miles an hour, let's be honest. But on the snow, I am hoping that the Hypercars might get themselves into a lot of trouble, which they are at the moment. I'm getting myself into trouble on my own a little bit, running wide. That's a building and a snowdrift, and things are okay now. Things are okay now. The Lycan is up in 2nd place, is being a little bit harried by a McLaren P1. All the while, the Defender is leading. Quick, Defender, run and try and make the most of your, well, kind of traction through here. It's still not great, but it's better than those lots have. Oh God, carefully does it. I'm about to be saying some very peculiar things as a Land Rover Defender has to, well, go on the defensive against a Lycan and a Spanner, and I think a McLaren P1 is still up there in the mix. Now, I've got to try and be neat through turn 1 and turn 2 here, because I know that Lycan is going to get me in terms of straight line speed once it's got its power down, or if it can shove its nose up the inside. That was a brave move from the Lycan. Here it goes with that straight line speed. I'm not even going to fight that. There's no point. He's going to end up in the side of me. What we can do is get the traction. Fight back against the Lycan. The Lycan's on the ice. I'm going to be on the ice through here. We might have a little bit of a bump. No, we get away with it. We are going to dive up the inside. I think get a checkpoint. Or no! Oh, I thought I got that checkpoint. Piss. Well, that goes our race. I thought I'd dove up the inside and come back. Apparently I didn't quite clip the checkpoint with the Defender. That is very, very annoying. Bugger. Well, as we head around the hairpin, we've fallen back to 6th place. However, we have got a Zonda to be fighting with here. Up ahead, the Ferrari F12 thing. The McLaren was somewhere up in a podium position. The Zonda is making my life difficult because I can't see a thing. In fact, the Zonda is, by the looks of it, not enjoying the bumps there. I'm having a sneaking suspicion the Zonda is not enjoying the bumps in any way, shape or form. That does not look fun at all. Now we are up into the 5th place. We have a Ferrari to try and chase down on this final lap of the race. Come on, Landrover. Get the front end turned through that corner. There's a McLaren out on the ice. Oh, McLaren's gone round. McLaren's gone for a spin. Can we be the highest placed British car in the race? Well, we're going to certainly take that 4th place off the P1. We got a little bit, I should have probably gone to first through there, a little bit bogged down. Okay, we might have lost out to the Lycan, but a podium is still on if we can find a way past the Ferrari. In fact, the Spanner's actually not that far down the road either, especially if the Spanner can get into trouble. Come on, Landy. We can do this. We can find a way past a very, very, very quick Ferrari. There are weird things going to be said in this event. That's part of the course in FailRace in general. Land Rovers chasing down Ferraris is just a thing that does happen occasionally. It's not normally a Defender Series 3 against an F12 though. I'll be honest, TD, I can never remember the name of it. It's got some fancy letters at the end of it. However, yeah, we have got to try and find a way past. The problem that we are going to have here is that is that we can be quick and we can get the traction out of the hairpin, whereas these cars can't. They're just going to sit and spin, and they hate the bumps. But they are much faster than me in terms of straight line speed. So if they can survive the bumps, they can pull away. You see the Spanner has shot off into the distance, as will the Ferrari. Can I be brave enough, though? Can I be brave enough through these corners? The Lycan is miles out in front. That Lycan is very good out here in the snow. Oh, it's going to be very, very close. It's going to be very close because the Ferrari might extend its lead a little bit down this short straight. We've got to be excellent. We've got to be absolutely perfect through these final corners if we want to get the F12 here. Oh, God, how am I going to do this? I don't know if I'm close enough. Come on, Defender, get the front end turned in. Now, this is where we've got to go for it. This is where we've got to hope. I can't get that. Oh, I've got the front end turned. Can we outdrag the Ferrari? We've got the traction. We're going round the outside. Oh, we did it, I think. Oh, yes, we did. Bloody hell. 300ths of a second in it between me and the F12 TDF, but we made the pass stick. We were exactly a second a lap faster than the Spanner. We were a little bit down on the Lycan. The Lycan did get a faster lap time than us. Cars that struggled, the FXXK and the Noble, were well down the order. The Zonda didn't have a particularly great lap time. That'd just be a dirty lap. In fact, relatively close lap times between a lot of these cars here. The Defender would take a podium, though, beating an F12 on the final corner around the outside. That is some obscure FailRace motorsport right there. So, our next race goes to the Devil's Corners hill climb. Yes, my hill climb stage of choice with my Landrover. I am starting a little bit further back in the pack. The Lycan's at the front. The Spanner is ahead of me. They both proved very quick in the previous race, as is the Ferrari as well. Look at the Series 3 Land Rover go. I don't know if this is technically a Defender. I think the game calls it Series 3. I should always call these Defenders, so I apologise if I have got that one wrong. I shall call it a Series 3 from now on, as I think that is correct. There's a lot of very expensive cars getting in my way at the moment. Please move! Please move your Ferraris in a Viper out of the way of the Land Rover that does have speed in these bits of the course. Look at the Zonda wiggle! In fact, look at the two Bugattis wiggle on their way up the hill. The Lycan's really good on traction. The Lycan's really good on traction. I found myself in unfamiliar territory. We get a little bit of a knock from a Zonda. Come on, all around the outside of the Bugatti. We will make up into that second place. I think the wire is still there, actually. The wire has not done too badly in terms of getting that car out of the corner. Come on, we've got to chase down the Lycan. We've got to chase down the Lycan. We let it slip away from us last time out. I have track knowledge. I have track experience. Use the grip of the Landrover. We will make the lead briefly, but I do fear that Lycan is going to come flying back past through here. Yeah, because it will get the speed. Oh, and I don't have great brakes on the Landrover. We're in the wall. It was a brush. Just a minor brush on the wall. The Wara BC actually isn't falling too far back either. Come on, Landy. We've got a couple of hairpins coming up that are good for me. The hairpins are good news. Medium speed, faster speed corners are bad news, because that is where the Lycan can potentially sort of keep its speed. We need to use the hairpins. We need to use the hairpins where we can to, oh god, try and close up this gap. This is a very, very close race between me and the Lycan, because the Lycan's not going to be able to put any power down there. However, he's going to be exactly where I want to put my Landrover. Come on, we're going to kind of muscle our way up the inside, and we will fight our way to the lead as we head towards the icy straight. Got to be a little bit careful though. Even with the better tyres, all-wheel drive on my Landrover, we can still get in trouble down here. The Lycan slithering around on the ice. Well, we might be in trouble down here. We will be quicker through the final couple of turns, but we might lose out in terms of straight line speed. I'm defending as heavily as I can from a Lycan Hypersport in a Landrover. Yes, still we side by side around the penultimate corner. As a final turn we go, try and get on that power in the Landrover. Oh, it's gonna be another photo finish, and I think we got it. Just we did it. The Landrover takes a victory from the Lycan. The Awara in third place. The Spanner home in fourth. Looks like a great race between the Spanner, the Laferrari, and the Ferrari F12 there. All across, and the Zonda in that lot as well. The Ariel Atom McLaren P1 struggling. The ACR Viper on those slick tyres is not going to be fun. Up a snowy mountain, and indeed spins its way across the line. And the Noble M600 would be down at the bottom. I think it might have taken a spin or missed a checkpoint to be so far down. Oh, that was a race and a half at the front. This really does seem to be between the Landrover and a Lycan, which is an odd... Of all the cars, I'm surprised the Lycan is so well suited to the snow, but there you go. Now, our next race should be an interesting prospect. The Whitstone Village Scramble starts on tarmac, which means I am not going to enjoy the fly past all of the hypercars in a very amusing fashion start. I'm going to be mugged all the way down towards turn one. However, there are some quite nasty corners later on in the circuit. In fact, interestingly, I'm very surprised the Landrover actually... Oh, well, I've been put in a tree. That's a good start for the Landrover. I was going to say, the Landrover with its all-wheel drive and the Turbo Rally engine in this does actually get off the line quite well. That was as faster a launch as a Ford GT. That is something I think to be proud of, Landrover. Oh, I've got all of the debris in front of me. I've got a long way to go, and the Lycan's already in the lead. Well, let's hope for some accidents and some incidents. It's 3 wide ahead of me. We're about to try and get involved in this fight. And look at the speed we can carry as the P1 almost spins out. The P1 of the Noble getting into trouble. I don't know whether this track, come to think of it, will suit these hypercars as much as I was expecting it to. You see, there's a lot of medium speed corners in which I thought they would be quite good at. But you do also have to bear in mind they will be approaching it with some serious speed, and that might not help their cause. Because they'll be going very quick into the corners, they are going to probably struggle to, well, get front end turned in and to have, well, a huge amount in the way of control. So I do wonder if perhaps the medium speed corners are, well, they're basically just like straights. That's all the hypercars want, is straight. Doesn't matter whether it's tarmac or whether it's snow, they just need a long straight. See, they're going to put down so much power this very, very short bit. Oh, not more telephone poles, at least in the Land Rover we have the strength to push them out of the way. Oh, there's a Ferrari going exploring, and I nearly followed him. The McLaren was very briefly behind us, and then not behind us at all anymore as we came into the twisty bits. Oh, the Wara BC is also looking like a pretty solid choice of car for this one, along with Spanner. These guys are struggling a little bit out of the hairpin. I can't put my nose through there. We'll end up missing another checkpoint. Oh, the Zonda's in the wall. The Ferrari's in the wall. I managed to avoid it. We're going to go around the outside of the F12 once more. Yes, we are. And then through the middle as the Zonda can't get turned. That is a fantastic overtake. I am pleased with that one as we now home in on the back of that Laferrari. The Zonda's in the wall and backwards. And oh no, he kept it. I think he kept it from spinning, but didn't really keep it out of the wall. It's mayhem. It is mayhem here at Blizzard Mounting, and I love it. The Laferrari is actually not too bad. We saw it in testing. Went pretty well. The F12 was having a sniff up the inside of the Landrover. What's going on? That's not... That can't be happening. We can't lose a place on the snow. Well, I mean, lose a place on the snow that doesn't involve being bopped into a tree or missing a checkpoint. Here comes the F12 around the outside. Yep, they're always going to like that section. Oh, there's a spinner up ahead as the ACR Viper gets in trouble and trying to rectify it, gets in the Land Rover's way. I think the Land Rover came off the best of the two there. I love the ACR Viper, but those slick tyres are not going to be helping matters. Is a good cutback from the LaFerrari there. You're not going to be able to really beat me through this section of the track. This is where the Land Rover is so very good and these cars are not. Sort of acceleration zones around corners are not good for the Hypercars whatsoever. Come on, we've got to get at least fourth. We've got to get at least fourth. There goes an Atom, but an Atom off into a wall. So I didn't even see the Atom coming until it was passed and sliding off into the wall. It was brave. It points for effort, but there we go. Oh, don't end up in the back of the Ferrari. Unfortunately, had to lift through all of that, and now we've got an Atom for company. No, the Atom is going to come soaring past, and now the LaFerrari is going to dive. The LaFerrari dove up the inside so much, and he gave some assistance to the Atom there. I really needed to be ahead of these cars by this stage because even if I get the F12 on this final corner, it's just going to outdrag me on the tarmac. I don't think there's very much I can do about that one. We're going to have to settle for fifth. We're going to have to settle for fifth. I don't think the LaFerrari is going to be able to accelerate quick enough to do anything. Not a bad comeback from a start in a tree. That is not a bad comeback at all. Looking at the lap times, I don't actually think I'd have had the speed anyway. Admittedly, I was in fights for a lot of it. Don't think I had the speed of the Lycan. Probably could have been up there with the Wara and the Spano. In fact, the Wara only 0.3 of a second ahead of that Spano. The F12, me and that LaFerrari a bit further down. Again, another great fun race. Another really good fun battle. We were going 3 wide with a Zonda Cinque and a Ferrari F12 TDF. And I got through the middle of all of it and lived to tell the tale with my Series 3 Land Rover. Well, to finish off, we head to the Snowpark cross-country circuit. A track that I think will be preferable for my Land Rover. Unfortunately, we do start right down the very back of the field. Now, we should make up a good few places off this launch. How many, though, before we get to the first jump is to be seen. I think we're up into 6th. We might land on a Ferrari. Oh, we aerial overtook a Ferrari. That is how you do it. We have had some spectacular passes on that F12 throughout this filming session. That might be the best one yet, though, as a Spanner and a Zonda fight wheel to wheel. I have to kind of fight my corner a little bit on the inside there. Oh, we've been assisted. Okay, we've got the Zonda on the outside. Trying to give the Zonda space where I can. The Atom is lagging horribly, and the Lycan is at the front. That's not good news for me. We've seen how fast the Lycan has been. It's not going to be particularly easy for me to try and find a way back past. Zonda has managed to phase its way through me. That's a little bit disconcerting. We just see the wing of a Zonda appearing. I don't quite know where anybody is at this moment in time. However, as we round the final corner, we are running in 2nd place. So, overall, pretty successful first lap, that one. Although the Spanner has now just aerial overtaken me and then is showing me its bottom as we round. That's not very dignified. That is not very dignified at all from the Spanner. Right there with its silly rear. That's quite entertaining. We should really be focusing on trying to get that Lycan Hypersport. I don't know what it is about the Lycan that makes it so bloody fast in the snow here. Yes, it has been helped with a relatively kind grid spot. And admittedly, I mean, fighting a little bit with cars on this opening laps, but I'm not sure that I'm really catching it in any way, shape or form. We're going to have to try and, well, drive as well as I possibly can in this Series 3 Land Rover. Make the most of its strengths, of course. That traction off of the turns, that is where we make our lap time. That is where our car is the best. Looks like there's a good fight over 4th, 5th, and so on as we jump now into turn 1. There's a lot of hang time going on for the hypercars and supercars, as you can imagine, because, yeah, even though outside of their normal comfort zone, that is still a sizable enough straight that they can get up some serious speed here. All right, what are we doing gap-wise? I mean, it's holding fairly steady, I think. Now, we had a bit of a duff corner through there. So, yeah, we have now lost kind of half a second. I'm trying different things, and it's just not quite working to try and catch that lichen. Yeah, we're pulled away. Oh, no, car. Oh, we've got it out. It got Land Rover got stuck in the ground. The quicksand got us. Bugger. That's cheating from. Right, okay, we've got work to do now. We've got to get back. We've got a lap to get past a Zonda and a Spanner. That is what we must achieve here. We have been a little bit cheated out of the position. I've seen the glitch. We've had the glitching a few times in FailRace episodes. SUVs jumping and getting stuck in the quicksand. I've never had it happen to me. Typical in this one filmed race. That is where my car succumbs to the infamous Horizon 3 quicksand. We have got to find ways past, and we've got to do it quickly. While I will have the grip out of the final turn, they will out-accelerate me. Where is the Zonda? Are we clear of the Zonda? I think we might be. The Zonda is so low, I can't even see it in my rear-view mirror most of the time. Come on, Series 3 Land Rover. We can make this work. We can make this work on that GTA Spanner. We've got to try and get up the inside. We've got to try and get up the inside quick, because I need to be able to compromise it around these final corners, and I can't do it. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to get second here, guys. We're going to throw it down the banking as best I can. No, he's defended that very, very well. He's got a good run. It's going to go to the Spanner, though. He put the car where I wanted to put my vehicle, really, in all of that. The Lycan is absurdly fast around here. The Land Rover, though, will claim another podium. Oh, that was... oh, there's a... the ACR Viper DNF'd and lost 2 places. For, I guess, trying to put power down, slid and run out the banking and rolled across the line. Well done in that one. That was an epic final lap, thanks to the good old Forza quicksand that cost my Land Rover a shot at a second place there. However, I don't think, ignoring that, the Lycan is too fast. Lycan is very fast here in the snow. So, as far as conclusions we can draw from all of this, well, a D-Class vehicle built for driving on snow will be competitive when raced against hypercars that were designed to race on, well, circuits and tarmac. When you race them on snow, yeah, D-Class car can just about... I'm not really sure there's a huge amount of useful information in all of this, other than it's quite entertaining to see a Land Rover battle with, well, McLaren P1s and Laferraris and so on and so forth. Although we have learnt, if you want a hypercar to be dealing with the snow, you want to go for a Lycan Hypersport, because that thing is incredible. So, there is some useful advice in all of that. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.